Everyone to another episode. John, my co-host Jody Epia.
How are you?
I'm Miles O'Kane. Here we go. So these videos, just quick videos to help you problem solve sort of situations out there, cut down your workload, help out our teaching folks. Hopefully you can find something from it. Again, like always, just our advice. We're not the experts, but we are trying to help out. So thanks for listening. This topic of this video, going to look at how to talk to parents or guardians, how to talk to parents or guardians about students' behaviour problems. Can be a tricky one, can be delicate. We've got together, talked about a few ideas, hopefully can help you out. So the first one we look at, communicate early and often. I think it's important to get on top of behaviour issues before they get out of control.
Absolutely.
Most parents, in my experience, are going to be on side. They want the best for their children. But as long as you're polite with how you're approaching it, and given even it's an email or a quick phone call, at least it shows you're trying to work with the parent to work with the student to get the better outcome.
I think you hit the nail on the head. The earlier you can get on top of that, the better. It works for both the staff member, for the student, and also for the parent. So it's a win-win the earlier we can communicate these behaviour issues. At the same time, we can do the total opposite to that, in the sense of also when it's something outstandingly good that they do the exact same thing. Early communication.
Power and the positive phone call.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's such a little thing. It's so it still yields the best effect.
Yep.
Make it clear that you want to work with the parents to help their child. You're not just telling them, not that teachers do this, but you're not just telling them how to treat their kid or raise their kid, but just that you've got a few concerns here. Ask for their support. What have they done? What can be done? What works? What doesn't work? Again, my experience, most parents are going to give you honest feedback. And if they're not, if there's some dispute there, obviously approach it in a professional manner, but at least you're trying, Don't take it personally. You're trying to get the best out of the student. If you can get that triangle between teacher, parent and student all flowing in the right direction, that's going to be the best outcome.
Like as you say, keep it clear, concise. Talk to the parent exactly what happened. Try not to sugarcoat it too much. Just be not blunt, but be bold enough to say what actually occurred, just so there's no misunderstanding anyway. And then once you've clarified exactly what the behaviour was, and say these are the steps that you want to put in place to help improve. When you hear the words improve as a parent, you're already there. You're pretty much saying, what can I do to help to improve the outcomes for my student, for my son or my daughter. So the language that you use is very powerful, in the sense that if you're using words like, look, what can we do to help improve the outcomes for this person, all of a sudden the parent's going to be on board. And when, as you said, the triangle works, you can see it also starts to show inside the classroom, and then they have a different attitude all entirely, that they're working on the same page.
It builds that foundation to get to that direction more effective. Be active and listen. I think it's it can be easy just to tell and then people tell you stuff back, but actually be active listener and think about, digest what's going on and go, okay, I agree with that, or how can we take that further, or have you tried this? Well, I have tried this. How would you recommend that? Does that work at home? What's some little strategies that have worked at home? I think if you're both on side, that's where you get the true effect out of it all.
Yeah, and sometimes you may come across the odd parent that might want to share a little bit too much, in the sense of what's going on, and you sort of take that on board, but don't make that become the whole part of the conversation. Try and direct the conversation back to what happened in class, or what happened as a behaviour from that student.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you want to be respectful, and they're trying to be personable. How do you do that? So you bring it back, because I have to do that. You kind of listen for a bit, but then you got to sort of, okay, this is the issue we're looking at, just to bring it back.
So you take on board what they're saying and acknowledge it, but then you also bring them back onto the page where, this is what we need to address right now, and then hopefully we're going to try and fix up the rest.
And stay on point. Yeah, good. Simple things like when you make a phone call, everyone's busy, everyone's at work, everyone's got stuff, just see if it's a good time.
Yes.
Hey, just phone up such and such from such and such school, just phone up about your son or daughter. Is this a good time to talk? Yes, cool, let's go ahead. If not, I'll just phone back, or when's a good time, I can reschedule it. That's if they, if there's not a good time, there needs to be something found out, but most parents will be on side and try their best to get back to you as soon as possible. Make sure you leave your name and your number as well. You don't want to just sort of hang up and the parents guessing, have this call from the school about their child, and suddenly they don't know what's going on.
Absolutely, nail on the head. People are time poor in general, and it's always nice just to ask if it's okay. Is this a good time to have a quick chat? And then 9 times out of 10, the parents are But then you will get the odd one that's saying, "Oh, sorry, I'm currently at work at the moment. Do you mind if?" And that's fine. But if you don't manage to get through to the person and you have to leave a message, as you said, just be concise. Say who you are, where you're from, what department, what school, and what occurred, and let them know that you'll leave your phone number and then you'll ring back, try and ring back, give them another call and say an hour or two just to follow up on.
Yeah, the follow up's crucial. I think it's when you describe it, if there's a behaviour incident in class or an ongoing thing, just make sure you stick to the facts.
Yeah.
Like, don't get personal about it. Don't put your opinions in there.
Yeah.
Just go, look, this is happening. This is a situation.
Yes.
This is what I tried. This is what such and such your child said or did or done, or whatever it is. As soon as you start veering off the path into your personal whatever attitudes and opinions, that can get tricky as well. And I know if I was a parent, it would get me offside. Just want the facts first, and then I can interpret in between. Don't get me wrong, you're a teacher, so you'll say as well, but don't come across as if it was just all one-sided. There's going to be, three sides to the truth: your side, my side, and the middle ground. Hopefully, so you need to hear them all out first.
Jumping on there, remove, as you just said, remove all emotive language in the sense so that your emotion is not added in to give it, or even if it infers something. And what that does is that if you just stick strictly to the facts, this is what happened at such and such a time, whatever else. What that does is that it paints a picture in the head of the parent that this is what's occurred, this is when it occurred, and this is what's we need to discuss this. What that does is that it's clear. There's no miscommunication, and you've removed your opinion from it. Yeah,
exactly. Because otherwise, it just becomes I said, you said, I said, and this goes back and forth. And then if you're upset, if you're frustrated, don't make the call or send the email in the moment. Just wait for a bit to cool down. I mean, it's been known throughout. I've always heard it. You're always going to regret sending communication when you're in a emotive or emotional mood. But that's a discipline as well. Like, just calm yourself down, or even do the draft up. But then it's an email, do the draft up, but don't send it. And then when you come back a bit later, if you still agree with it, sure, send it. Then you have some time to cool down. But if you don't, you can start altering it from there, and it's not forever relationship changing, I guess, with that parent.
Absolutely.
And then finally, I guess if you go through all this and you're still finding it difficult, or a parent gets abusive or resists the urge to help or is not kind and stuff like that, get support around you. I mean, if it's on a phone call, just say, look, this isn't the best time, it's not working, but we'll deal with this down the track, and then hang up. If it's an email, just cease the communication. Obviously tell your line manager or tell people you need to around you in a professional manner. If it's an in-person one, like I would, if you're new especially, have your line manager there. Or, I mean, if you're feeling uncomfortable at any stage, just, exit the room and just say, look, we'll probably need to continue this at another time. Again, that's worst case scenario. In 16 years teaching, I've never been in that situation. But I understand that, stuff can go pear-shaped out there. So just keep your wits about you. And the main thing is stay professional, be reasonable, and then most parents are going to come around and want the best for their child, which helps you out, helps them out, helps the child out.
I think when you go into in a situation such as this, your energy, if you come in at a calm energy and you come at a resolution energy, 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time, you end up coming out with a resolution or some sort of solution towards something. Don't match if there is negative energy coming from one side, don't match it. Just be clear and concise, and as you say, be professional. And it may even be professional and say, look, do you mind if we follow up with this phone call, if it's a phone call. One of the other things that I've picked up throughout my career is that if you are expecting a parent to come and have that conversation in person, just to let people know, i.e. your line manager, i.e. a deputy or whatever else, just so that they are aware that there is something that let's just say something that they go pear-shaped. At the same time, you're just covering yourself. And the other one is, depending on how sensitive the information is, open door, closed door, depends. It's one of those things you gotta weigh up
with the meeting. Yeah, I think it's different being bigger people. I would say most people just have the door open.
Yeah.
I was told by someone early in my career, always
Yeah.
sit near the door as well,
Yep.
which is probably not a bad move either. So that way, if anything were to come, you had a quick exit.
That's right.
And again, we're not trying to scare you, but just always look after yourself.
That's it.
So we appreciate, obviously, the focus dealing with disgruntled parents or guardians. Hopefully can help you a bit, and we look forward to the next episode.
Nice one.